Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Excuse if it's slightly darker. We've almost run out of time. It's been one of those days where there was just not enough hours in the day.
Well, we're lucky. It's that at the turn of the season now, so we can enjoy longer days and sit outside and come home from work. It's past 7 and just enjoy a beautiful wine and like an example like we've got on the table.
I want
today.
to say beautiful wine from a beautiful estate, but it almost feels as though the word beautiful is not strong enough, because this is an estate that we both have a lot of respect for, class personified. They've got the classic, the Rupert Rothschild. By the way, Rupert Rothschild, in case you didn't notice this bottle. So we are tasting the Rupert Rothschild Baron Edmund, which is their flagship today. But we've tasted the classic and we've tasted the Nadine Chardonnay, and we're ending
Baroness Nadine.
Yeah, and we're ending off with their flagship, which is 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Yeah, Merlot driven, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and a little bit of Malbec blend, which I'm going to be using. Sorry, Sam. I'm going to be using the Coravin on this one.
Sure.
By the way, thank you to Great Domains for being so kind as to sponsor this Coravin to us, which, by the way, would make a most amazing Christmas gift. So if there's a little bit of disposable income available, it's a gift that any wine lover will certainly appreciate and will use and will do wonders with regards to seeing the progress of wine in the bottle over a period of time.
Well, people come and say, why do you want to just take a little bit of the wine out of the bottle? Why don't you just enjoy the whole bottle? But we like to benchmark wines, open different wines, and be able to savor this wine longer in bottle. And as Georgia says, look at the progression of the wines on different days. And it just gives you so much more freedom to try different wines and to keep these wines in bottle. Because you can't always have a 600 odd rand bottle every day, but this allows you the opportunity to be able to enjoy it.
Sure, without a doubt.
And you said we're fond of this estate. We've got all these beautiful memories. Some of our first dates was at the estate, and you drive in, you're welcomed at the estate, you walk into this property, and everything is done to perfection. The service is great. I mean, like, I had the opportunity of meeting the chef, and I was bowled over, because here is this gentle giant, this tall guy that comes out. He's so gentle, and they had a full house, at a full restaurant. It's such a beautiful setting, but it took his time to discuss the wine, why the wines were paired with certain dishes. And we had a very interesting discussion about the fruit quality of this wine and why you compare it with both savory and sweet dishes. And what is interesting, people would think red wine, dessert. I will keep that for the end, because I've got a lot to say about that dessert period.
I'm sure you do. Well, let's talk about the wine, Sam. Here we've got a 5-year-old wine, which showing absolutely no age on the color. And it's got still that beautiful, brilliant ruby redness to it. I mean, it's got the most amazing clarity to the wine. It's spectacular on color. And I'd like to hear your opinion on the nose, because I picked up one or two very interesting noses that I would like to know if you pick them up too.
Well, if you take this back to the founders, which is Dr. Rupert and Baron Edmund, and you look at the tradition of Bordeaux, left bank, right bank, where does Merlot grow, where does Cab grow? And this is a quintessential example of Merlot taking the lead. And it's not people would like to say Merlot is the more gentle version of Cab. They're completely different, where the tannin here probably comes from both the Merlot, the Cabernet Franc, the Petit, it's not Petit.
Malbec.
Yeah, but so the wine it's very fine tuned to showcase Merlot. And when the difference, I always say, between a Cab blend, Bordeaux blend, and a Merlot blend is that beautiful perfume. You put your nose into it, and red fruit just rewards you with mulberry, cranberry, some blueberry, but there's a lushness about it. And only once you taste it does the wine become a bit more authoritative in texture and dimension.
So I liked when you said that the Merlot takes the lead, and that just made me think of one of my favorite movies, which I'm sure most of you have seen, called The Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino. And when they go and they do the tango on the floor, Paroma Cabeza, Al Pacino takes the lead without being overpowering. And that's exactly what Merlot does here. It's taking the lead without a doubt, but it's
So
not
graciously.
exactly with so much finesse and
I
class.
love
right?
that.
So,
I love that.
Yeah,
We should put the movie on and maybe take the cork out and finish the
Mind you.
bottle.
So on the nose, I'm getting the black currants, the raspberries, the cassis-ness. There's this, I think we spoke about it the other day, almost that 70% Lindt cacao chocolate, which is coming through in a very elegant way. And Tula decides to go right in the middle, but that's fine. Describe what you picked up on the nose.
Well, there's a coolness about it. I like how the coolness kind of just hems the fruit, so it doesn't become just going like a plain landing and just going one way. There's definitely a lot of nuances in the wine, and that also with some bottle age. And I think the wine is now really drinking optimally.
Sure.
Well, it is beautiful now, and it's got that perfume that just keeps bringing you back. But on tasting it, I'm going to taste it now and just give you a bit more background.
Okay, so
well,
what
my opinion.
What I tasted now, I mean, like we said, 5 years old. But Sam, the fruitness in this wine, especially once it gets towards the mid-back palate, the freshness, the structure of the wine is unbelievable, which says to me that although it's drinking exceptionally well, just like you said, Sam, I could see drinking this wine in 10 years' time easily. I'm not sure what the price is, and it's
just over 600, I think.
Okay.
But I think what the winemakers have achieved is they understand how the pendulum swings. So dark fruit, red fruit, acidity, softness, fruit forwardness, savoriness, and I think that's the beauty of a blend. If you have the vision and the property and the parcels to be able to play with that and to bring that across, and it's an absolutely classy, stately act of what Merlot and
in the right hands, of course.
in the right hands can do.
So Sam loves putting me on the spot, and she always tends to say, "So, Giorgio, as a sommelier, what would you pair with this wine?" Aspetta. So, summary. As a wine journalist and a diploma graduate, what would you pair with this wine?
So naturally people would think red wine, maybe something heavier, bigger. So chef did come up with a beautiful pork belly and all the trimmings of a beautifully crusty, what do you call it? Pork skin? Crackling, there you go. And then he daintily executed all these different textures of carrot to bring sweetness and creaminess. And it was a beautiful, feel-good pairing. However, on the menu currently, they've paired this Valrhona chocolate tart, just the right size. It comes, I remember the chef put it on, and she said, it was the sous chef at that time, she said...
Pastry chef or sous chef?
Pastry chef, sorry. And said, I know it looks simple, but taste it. And that is exactly what it was. It was heaven. The way that the creaminess of that dark chocolate just worked with it made the wine even more velvety, and then just that very pungent, tarty berry sorbet just enhanced all the fruit and the lightness of the wine. It was just this incredibly perfect pairing. So you've got to go out to the estate and order a bottle of this, even if you're not hungry and you don't want to do the 3-course meal, just at least have this dessert. It is absolutely sublime.
Well, we've had the privilege of going through the whole range of the Rupert Rothschild. Thank you very much for the privilege, and I say privilege with a capital P, because it has been a privilege through this journey, and we get to taste their wines every vintage. And Sam, there's just that golden thread that just goes through with regards to excellence. Correct. Excellence, class, balance. Everything is there in the bottle, vintage after vintage after vintage. So for that, we salute you. Thank you very, very much for giving us the opportunity, and we look forward to many more tastings.
Absolutely.
And visits to the Rupert Rothschild property. Do yourselves a favor. Like Sam just said, the chef is amazing, the food's amazing, the wine's amazing, the farm is beautiful. Go.
Bravo.
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 Thank you, everybody. Thank you.